It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Faith won't leave blessing. It don't really work like that. It don't really work like that. In the precarious position, I gotta get out and get it. My manifesto is. Hey, let me finish. My goal is to make a million, then replicate it, and flip it, and show the little homies they could do the same. Let me kick this game. Fresh off a placement in the TV and film. I got a check to pay immediate bills. That's 6 months in the making. In the kitchen by the oven, we baking. I put a dime in this before shifting my focus from famous. My illustration is a mission statement. Get off your ass, nigga. I did the same, but I left the shit in the past, nigga. Can't wait for opportunity. My ops have warned me. I took my ambition and work and lined them up congruently. Who is he? Nolan from the Dale, nigga living well. If y'all had to witness where I dwell, many was shit they sells. Came from the bottom at the bottom of the map. Anybody want a problem, it's a rap. All my niggas get it.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry. Your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. All right, so picking up on some news that I missed over the weekend because once again, one of those days, my voice was completely gone. So I missed out on a couple things. But we've got Dame Dash, who's back in the news. And it's being stated that his life rights are now potentially being put up for sale due to his bankruptcy. Okay. The Breakfast Club broke this story just a few days ago. Lauren LaRosa is the one who put it out there. Dame Dash is angry at her for putting it out. And now Charlamagne the God, as he calls himself, is interested in perhaps purchasing said life rights for Dame Dash. Not alone. He said he's going to field, his network, see who wants to go into it with him to obtain the rights to be able to tell the Rockefeller story, documentaries, movies, et cetera, et cetera. He said it'd be very profitable, which would be very crazy, especially because him and Dame don't get along, right? They've had a contentious relationship. They've allowed Dame to continuously come up to the Breakfast Club any and every time he wants to. However, when they had those conversations, they always bicker back and forth. And after this last interview that they did, things seem to have gone extremely south, where Dame calls him all sorts of bitches, gay, the whole nine, right? Charlamagne, on the other hand, calls him Dash. So let's go ahead and get into the story that Lauren broke. Dame's response, Charlamagne's interest, and we're going to get to the paperwork from the bankruptcy actually detailing where this came from. All right? So a few days ago, Lauren LaRosa says a trustee investigating Dame Dash's bankruptcy just filed docs asking for permission to sell Dame Dash's life rights, which would include Dame's life story, together with Dash's voice, image, likeness, biography, and identifying characteristics, and the right to portray all the incidents, events, and situations of seller's life story from childhood through petition date. All of this following the bankruptcy trustee's last filing stating she was not convinced that Dame Dash is actually bankrupt. Interesting. So the trustee doesn't believe that he actually needs it. That's interesting. The trustee over Dame's bankruptcy also believes that Dame Dash possesses substantial archival material relating to his life and career, including over 100 hours of video content, photographs, and memorabilia spanning approximately 1990 through 2025, as well as an unreleased in-development documentary film project, The Rockefeller Movie. Okay? So in order to satisfy his debts, and I guess he's still got more out there, they are willing to try to sell off his image, likeness, voice, biography, footage, and an unreleased Rockefeller movie, because he really don't have any rights to it anyway. I mean, he could tell it from his perspective, but of course he wouldn't have the blessing of Dame and Biggs, excuse me, Jay and Biggs, because they don't fuck with him no more. Sad, you know? And as this was broken, Dame came out and basically voiced his what he would call his disappointment that the Breakfast Club and Lauren LaRosa are covering this sort of thing, but not talking about his TV show, OG Stories on BET, which is a show that he's got with BET, basically telling the story of, like old hustlers and stuff like that. I think he got like the original, who he calls the original Scarface or something like that, the original Tony Montana, and a bunch of other shit, you know. So let's get to it. Being that I'm about to play Breakfast Club footage, I can't, so we got to play the audio.
I broke a story yesterday that a trustee investigating Dame Dash's bankruptcy just filed documents yesterday asking for permission from a judge to be able to sell Dame Dash's life rights.
I would like to purchase his life rights. Not to be petty, but I think that's good business.
It would be a great business move.
Like I'm especially interested in the Rockefeller movie because of what you just said. They said it's a lot of footage, right?
Yeah.
That's history. Like a lot of content can be created around that. So I'm intrigued.
And his life as well, the way he started and him hustling and him, creating Rockefeller with Jay and Biggs and all the things that they went to, created Rock Nation. I mean, not Rock Nation, Rockefeller Records. What's the Rockaware and finding Kanye West? Yeah, that would be hella interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I already know a lot of people would be interested. Like I know Cameron would be interested in buying it with us. So I'm going to make a serious inquiry about that. I am interested in purchasing the OG store.
I'm sure 50 would.
Well, Dame Dash responded to this report. He was upset at my report. And let's take a listen to Dame's response.
My girl calls me. I'm in the middle of a meeting, and she forwards me something from, the dark-skinned chick from the Breakfast Club.
Huh?
And yeah, they defaulted my bankruptcy.
I don't like that he called her the dark-skinned chick from the Breakfast Club. That supposed to mean. It's two women on the Breakfast Club. Both of them got the same complexion.
They won't let me go bankrupt. They don't believe it. No one reported that. Also, no one reported anything about OG Stories. What the Breakfast Club did report was when I asked my daughter for some money, and now they're reporting whatever bullshit is going on with bankruptcy. I just feel like y'all make it too obvious. Why don't you ever talk about any of the good stuff? Are you guys trying to line me up? But am I broke or am I not broke? How are y'all gonna say this? Like, y'all just gonna continue to talk about things that people consider negative that I can consider part of business? Bad people are always gonna try to make good people look like they're not doing the right thing. But why are you the voice of everything bad and nothing good, Lauren? You're a black woman. It's like a case study on stupidity or alleged devil worship. Either way, I'm hustling. OG Stories, 11 o'clock. Congratulations, Dawn. Ratings through the roof. Queen of Harlem, we got a hit TV show. Let's talk about that.
Now, why he called you the dark-skinned chick from the Breakfast Club?
I don't know. People were upset about that, and I didn't even really care because I'm like, most of his baby are all right. How many kids do Dame Dash have? Is it just Ava?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've only known him outside of whatever. But recently, I've only known him to be with like white women. So
that's right.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. The dark skin thing don't hurt a dark skinned woman that's dang near 36 years old. I've been the dark skinned chick for a long time now.
We have two beautiful dark-skinned women on Breakfast Club. I mean, three with me as the correspondent. When the last time you seen that Dash around two women with melanin at the same time?
Damn.
Okay. What if we referred to Nikki Licky or his baby mama or his wife as white-skinned chicks? I don't think he would like that. Don't do that.
I thought that was a low blow shot, but
He calls her the white lesbian Aaliyah, so I don't think he would take any offense to Nikki Licky being called white in any kind of way, because that's what she is. He's out here saying that his wife is Puerto Rican. But all that aside, the main thing was Charlamagne expressing interest in said life rights, right? And I have the document that they're referring to. And this video, I want to be clear, is not to besmirch Dame Dash's name. I've long said, I used to look up to Dame Dash. I have no problem with Dame Dash other than the goofy antics and just being intellectually dishonest and disingenuous when it comes to his podcast interviews and kind of putting hindsight 2020 lenses on things that he once was like happily, voluntarily down with. It's one thing to be like, I don't like what I did, but now he tries to pull this like whole self-righteous thing with Jay-Z, like Jay-Z always been a sucker his entire life, but you spent so much time with him making money, breaking bread, buying out the bar, buying out the club, spending money on bottles, jets, jet skis, self-funding videos and movies and films and clothing lines and fucking alcohol brands. Like y'all niggas had like 8 verticals under Rockefeller together. The nigga couldn't have been that much of a sucker. You know what I'm saying? For you to do business with him for a decade. So that be my only real issue. And again, those fucking interviews he does. But I like his CEO brand. You know what I mean? I like what his vision was for America New, but he hasn't dropped anything with America New other than podcast interviews. I thought he was gonna do like films. I think it's dope that he got the OG stories and the deal with BET. You know what I mean? I hope he continues to do more things with BET if they so continue to pursue that partnership with him. But let's get to the paperwork. So here it says on September 4th, 2025, the debtor, that would be Dame Dash, filed a voluntary petition for relief under Chapter 7 of the Bankruptcy Code, commencing the above captioned case. The case. Tracy K. Stevenson was appointed interim trustee pursuant to 11 U.S.C. 7018 and continues to serve as the permanent Chapter 7 trustee of the estate pursuant to 11 U.S.C. 702D. The meeting of creditors held pursuant to 11 U.S.C. 341A commenced on October 8, 2025 and concluded on October 22, 2025. This is an asset case, and the clerk has set January 10, 2026 as the deadline for filing proof of claims. This is background. The debtor is a well-known figure in the entertainment and music industries, having co-founded Rockefeller Records, Inc. with Sean Carter, Jay-Z, and Kareem Biggs Burke, and having otherwise maintained a decades-long public persona and body of work spanning film, music, television, and social media. The property of the estate to be sold. The trustee seeks to sell the debtor's life rights as defined in the Stalking Horse Agreement. These life rights are defined in the Stalking Horse Agreement as the debtor's life story, together with Dash's voice, image, likeness, biography, and identifying characteristics, and the right to portray all the incidents, events, and situations of seller's life story, and all the elements thereof, including without limitation any facts, themes, plots, characters, settings, materials, titles, and stories contained therein. So this is on cold hard paper. It's not like Lauren LaRosa made it up. The life rights include the exclusive worldwide rights in perpetuity to commercialize the debtor's life story, including all incidents, events, and situations occurring from the debtor's childhood through the petition date, together with the debtor's name, voice, image, likeness, biography, and other identifying characteristics, and the right to portray the same in motion pictures, documentaries, live stage performances, and any other form of performance or audiovisual work. Any transmission of video and or audio content by any means or technology now existing or hereafter developed, including without limitation broadcast, cable, satellite, theatrical, AVOD, SVOD, and streaming distribution. Goddamn! All forms of online and social media distribution, including Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, mobile and interactive distribution, literary and publication rights, that means books too, including electronic books, audio books, and online publication and merchandise tie-in rights. Golly! Y'all better get a pretty penny for that. Now, I'm going to be honest. I mean, I know he filed for this bankruptcy and shit, and they trying to say, hey, he don't need it. He got tremendous assets that can be liquidated. That is a lot. I don't like that. Personally. I don't like that a motherfucker, like, hey, I guess once you file, you at their mercy. I don't know. Never been through it. I hope I never have to. To be like, well, shit. Here's your assets right here. You get plenty of money for this. You don't need us to clear your debts. You can make all your money off of this, and you'll be good. Right off into the sunset. But damn, I would hate to have that imposed upon me for any reason. My whole life story, my blood, sweat, and tears, everything that I work for, just in another motherfucker hands. Hell no. And not on my own volition to say, I want to sell. Here's my price. Oof. He already done lost reasonable doubt. He's no longer associated with the Rockefeller story as far as how it's evolved into Rock Nation and everything. Damn, that's a lot. The trustee is further informed and believes that the debtor possesses substantial archival material relating to his life and career, including, upon information and belief, over 100 hours of video content, photographs, and memorabilia spanning approximately 1990 through 2025, as well as an unreleased in-development documentary film project publicly referred to as the Rockefeller Movie. This material and any associated rights constitute property of the estate to the extent held or controlled by the debtor and are included within the life rights to be sold. A debtor is required to disclose intellectual property and other intangible personal property in the schedules of assets and liabilities and statement of financial affairs. The trustee's investigation indicates that the life story and related rights described above were not separately disclosed or scheduled by the debtor, notwithstanding their evident value in light of the debtor's public profile and his historical association with Rockefeller Records and Mr. Carter. Okay, so they saying he tried to hide this shit when he filed. Because remember, he was going through all that child support shit. He was being sued for back debts from a guy that he had worked with in film who claimed that he had put the film out himself. And all kind of shit. Courts in this district have recognized that a debtor's life story rights constitute property of the estate that a Chapter 7 trustee may market and sell for the benefit of creditors. They use Casey Anthony as an example. Holy shit. The trustee notes, by way of comparison, that the monetization of an individual's name, image, and likeness has become a well-established and actively regulated commercial market, as evidenced by the framework now governing collegiate athlete NIL agreements. That market confirms that rights of this character, a person's name, image, likeness, persona, and life narrative, are recognized as commercially valuable, transferable property, further supporting the trustee's business judgment that the property is a marketable estate asset appropriate for sale under Section 363. Given the significant public interest in the debtor and the property, the trustee anticipated and has confirmed through her marketing efforts that multiple parties would be interested in acquiring the property, Charlamagne being one publicly, but maybe who knows behind the scenes. The trustee has received written offer from Everlasting Films, LLC, memorialized in a life story agreement in the amount of $37,000. $37,000? What the fuck, nigga? $37,000 for what? For my life story? Hell no. You don't mean 370,000? You don't mean 37 million? 3.7 million? 37,000? Oh no. Oh no. You can work at Whole Foods and get that. Fuck that, nigga. Anyway, of the stalking horse agreement at closing. In the exercise of her sound business judgment and in light of the marketing efforts undertaken to date, the trustee has determined that the Everlasting offer represents the highest and best. Oh my God, no! The highest and best offer currently available for the property and proposes that it serve as the stalking horse bid, subject to higher and better offer solicited through the bidding procedures described below. Okay, so that's going to be starting price. Because ain't no fucking way. The stalking horse agreement provides, among other things, that the property is sold on an as-is, where-is basis without any representations or warranties of any kind, expressed or implied, other than the trustee's limited representation that she has the right and authority to sell the property. The sale is subject to bankruptcy court approval and to higher and better bids. The sale is to be free and clear of all liens, claims, encumbrances, and other interests to the maximum extent permitted under 11 USC 363F and D in the event Everlasting is outbid and an alternative transaction is consummated. Everlasting shall be entitled to expense reimbursement of $3,700. Payable solely from the proceeds of the alternative transaction in recognition of the time and expense Everlasting incurred in negotiating the stalking horse agreement and establishing a floor value for the property. The trustee submits that the breakup fee is a reasonable amount, was a material inducement for Everlasting to submit a bid and subject itself to being outbid and will benefit the estate by establishing a floor bid and encourages competitive bidding. So the bid shall start at $37,000 based on the offer that was put up. Okay? And they will receive $3,700 if they are outbid. There's some crazy stuff here. Here they say the minimum initial overbid. Any initial competing bid must equal or exceed $47,000, i.e. the $37,000 stalking horse bid, plus a minimum initial overbid increment of $10,000. Okay, so we're getting closer to 50, but my goodness, still nowhere near where it should be. Okay, so they're gonna end up putting a date on this. If approved, that is. Wow. Now, there are some people out there that are under the impression that Jay-Z and Roc Nation might swoop in and purchase this shit, man. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to see that. They are connected. Their stories are intertwined. The Rockefeller movie, it does make sense if all of that footage and all of that intellectual property be presented in tandem. But that would only make sense if they were doing this amicably. You know what I'm saying? And then to be able to walk away with his image, his likeness, his voice, his face, his own personal story separate from Rockefeller, Jay-Z, etc. That's unsettling to me. Even though, Dame has shown himself to be a strange individual in recent years, I personally don't want to kick him when he's down like that. Golly. And I don't want to see Roc Nation. I don't want to see goddamn Charlamagne do that. Because who knows what the Charlamagne project looks like in his hands of depicting Dame Dash. Regardless of how much he thinks it will be profitable or a great story to tell. If you don't think Charlamagne has some level of a grudge against Dame Dash to want to make him look like a clown in some light, I would have to disagree. I think he definitely has that angle as well. He said no pettiness involved. It's definitely pettiness involved. So I honestly hope that this doesn't go through. That's how I feel. But I can't control it. I don't have a say in it. Ain't got shit to do with me. But I don't want to see it go like that. Because I wouldn't want to be in a position where my shit go like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I would, but God forbid. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
Family over fame in this bitch, The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built.